everybody, we're loaded up and we're heading to Vancouver. We're going from Kidney Alley to transplant bound.
So Ryan, it is now transplant day and the time has come for you to travel down here to Vancouver to prepare for your transplant.
Yeah.
What is that morning like for you?
The morning of and the few days previous was a bit chaotic, I'll say. It was stressful, exciting, we're grateful at the same time. It was just a mix of emotions. There was lots of packing, prepping. We were asking lots of questions about what do we bring, what do we not bring, because at the end of the day, we really don't know what to expect when we get down there. We got settled into our hotel, for me for the night, and my family there for, wasn't sure exactly how long, but a couple days for sure. We went for dinner that night as a family for kind of one last dinner before transplant and kind of ended it there. Went to bed and then woke up and it was transplant day. I think my parents were there, girlfriend and her mom was there by about, I'm gonna say 6 or 7 a.m. in the room, with me, waiting for, kind of get pushed to the OR. We were all sitting there ready to go. Finally got the call saying, okay, you're heading downstairs now, this is surgery, and kind of said I'll say goodbyes to the people in that room. I was lucky enough to have my mom and dad actually come with me into the pre-surgical room before I was, finally pushed off the OR.
Next thing you know, you wake up and everything's a little foggy, of course, but what do you remember going through your head as you're getting your senses back?
Yeah, as much as I remember, a lot of it was a blur. As my parents said, the first few things I was asking or saying was, how did the donor's surgery go? How are they doing? Because at that point, it was totally anonymous. We have no idea who it is.
And at what point did you realize, you're coming out of surgery, you're getting your wherewithal, at what point did you realize this kidney is functioning, or it's starting to adapt, it's starting to function?
The post-anesthetic recovery room is typically a few hours. I got rolled out of surgery into another room where everyone was able to come see me and we could talk a little bit. Like I said, things were pretty foggy, so I think there was some good laughs with everybody. I can remember the first kind of late night saying that, okay, your kidney is functioning, it's working, everything went well, and then a part of me just was like, I'm so thankful that went well, because it not necessarily happens all the time.
It's life-changing. You have a new lease on life.
Yeah, absolutely. The life-changing part at that point hadn't really set in yet. I was just like, holy crap, this kidney is here and it's happening, like it's done. And it was just kind of hard to digest for the first few days. It's quickly started to turn into, my life's changed forever.
This is a reality. Reality is setting in.
For sure. It just takes a few days for that to really set in.
Of course. You come out of surgery and now you're in your initial phase of recovery. Can you tell us, what was recovery like for you? How many weeks out are you from recovery today?
Today we're talking about 6 weeks. I can remember vividly those first few days in hospital were quite rough, to be honest. Lots of painkillers, but also lots of pain. Wasn't feeling great. Lots of sickness. That slowly started to become better. I can vividly remember as well day 2 being better than day 1, and then day 3 being better than the last day. So each day since surgery, one day at a time, it's just gotten slowly a little bit better at a time until I was, released from hospital.
And how are you feeling now? How long ago were you released from the hospital?
I was released 5 days post-surgery.
Okay.
In the middle of the week we were released, and that's where we ended up here at the Chelsea Kidney Suite.
So the kidney suites operate to give folks a place, a home away from home, if you will, that is close to the hospital in which they got their transplant during their recovery. Can you tell me a little bit about what it has been like having this suite available to you during your recovery, and what challenges may you have faced if you weren't able to stay here or stay so close to the hospital or need to look for accommodation?
Yeah, I honestly truly think it's a game changer for a few reasons, but financially, because if it wasn't for a Chelsea Kidney Suite, more than likely we'd be staying at a hotel. I don't have any family down here. We don't have any family here. So, and I'm sure a lot of people don't have family where they're getting transplanted. So I think having something like this Chelsea Kidney Suite, or the kidney suites in general, is beneficial for a lot of people and not just me. The first 3 weeks, we're doing clinic visits at VGH twice a week. I'd be going on Tuesdays and Fridays. Those clinic visits entail getting blood work at about 7 a.m. when the lab opens. Those first few weeks, it was a lot about the incision itself, making sure that's healing properly. After 3 weeks, you can start doing your clinical visits once a week, which I've been doing now for the last few weeks.
Wow, okay, so even though you're no longer staying at the hospital, you're still making routine visits to the hospital. So I can see why being so close to the hospital would be really beneficial during your recovery.
For sure.
Have you had family visitors? Have you had friend visitors?
I've had lots of visitors, almost all of them being close family. Mom and dad, my brother came down for a weekend. The first 2 weeks, Hayden was here actually with me. She was able to take a month off work so she could be here for the first few weeks. And then she would go back and my parents would come here, and she would go back and my parents would come here and just kind of look after things. Because for those first 4 weeks, I needed pretty, solid care.
I'm so glad to hear that you were always able to have someone there to support you along your recovery.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It was all I could ask for.